Well, good morning, good morning, good morning, good morning, and good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Welcome to another episode of The Morning Glow. Got a great broadcast lineup for you. And guess what? We are back. We are back. We are back. Yes, Lord, we're back. This is Way Out Wednesday. This is Way Out Wednesday. This is the day where you right there. You become the boss. All you have to do is give us a call at 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call and we'll talk about whatever you want to talk about and talk about it in its entirety right here on The Morning Glow. I got to say good morning to my brother from another mother, but we got the same father. This is Captain Curtis. Good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
What's going on, brother? How you? How
Hey,
you? How you? How you? The
hey,
listeners, how y'all doing?
hey, doing good, doing good. Curtis, I'm gonna start this thing. I'm gonna start this thing. This is Way Out Wednesday, man. So we talk about it on here on Way Out Wednesday. So I want to ask you this question, man. There's something that came across me earlier today on my way here, and I had a conversation. I'm sure you probably have had a conversation with the young ladies about situations like this as well. But I need to ask you this question, Curtis. What should a young lady? Now let me build it up. You've been you say you're a single man. You've been chasing this young lady for a long time. You've been chasing her, and she finally agreed to go out and on a date, and for you two to have a date. Now you've been chasing her for a minute now. You know you really like her. You know, single man. You about 25, say 25 years old, single man. Y'all go out on the first date. Legitimately, what should she expect on that first date?
Be treated with kindness, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? She shouldn't have to pay no bill. I can tell you that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Be treated with kindness. Find out. To be able to find out at least on the surface level who this dude is. Who is this I'm out with?
Mm-hmm.
You know, at least on the surface level,
Mm-hmm.
who is this I'm out with?
Okay. Okay. Now, should you pull out all the bells and whistles? If there's a such thing, how much should you pay? How much should that? How deep should you dig in your pocket, man? In your bag to make sure that she's satisfied. Is there a certain number amount?
Well, yeah, it should be. And I can't put no number on it. It's according to your taste.
Mm-hmm.
But even then, that should be limited.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't go all in because if she good people, right? There's a limit on. I mean, if you just think like, if you just think that in terms of okay, the limit, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's the first date. So
Yes.
9 times out of 10, most women ain't gonna go all the way with you
Mm-hmm.
on the first date.
When you say
You
all the
see
way,
what I'm saying?
when you say all the way, we're talking about the physical thing, or
All the way, giving up the nookie.
okay. I just wanted to be clear. I just wanted to be clear. Okay, good deal. Good deal. Mm-hmm.
So if that's the case, if if she can have limits on what she's gonna do, and that should be and that is looked at as acceptable, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then why is it not acceptable? Or why is it a problem if a man has a limit on what he's gonna do as far as what he's spending out his pocket?
Now you've been chasing this girl this time, man, and don't you want to impress her in a certain? And we got another call on the phone line. Caller, we're coming to you in just 1 second. Don't hang up, caller. We're coming to you. You've been chasing this girl for a long time. Now, don't you want to somewhat impress her?
I can impress you without spending a whole bunch of my money.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You see what I'm saying? I can impress you. I mean, in today's world, a
Mm-hmm.
good impression for real is a man who opened up the door,
Mm-hmm.
hold doors, pull out chairs. Don't sit down at the table until she actually seated and comfortable.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
She get up from the table because she got to use the bathroom. You stand up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When she come back, you stand up.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's, you know, I sometimes, man, I wonder, do folks take the very simplest of things and negate those things to replace them with a lot of superficial material things,
Okay.
you
Okay.
know? But yeah, I mean, if there's limits that are acceptable for a female, um, then it's just my belief that if a man has limits on what he's going to spend, where he's going to go, I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Okay. We got another caller from the 404 area code. 404 area code. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Raheem, I think that's my new number. It's Toy with the T. Good morning.
Toy with a T. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
I'm well. How you doing? I'm on the line today, y'all. Don't know how long I'm gonna be on the line, but I'm on the line today, y'all. Good morning.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something. It's good to have you. It's definitely good. Always good to have you every time you come, sister. And you know you family, man. You're always more than welcome to come in. But I need to ask you a question. Now, this guy has been chasing you for a long time, Toya. He's been chasing you for a real long time. And you know, you maybe you're not feeling him or whatever the case, it's just not the right time or whatever the case. But eventually you say, okay, you know, we'll go out on this date. Okay, we'll go out on a date this Saturday. Meet me, pick me up 8 o'clock, whatever the case. Toya, what should be expected? What should you expect on the first date?
Well, it depends. That's why it's the first date. Like, see, listen. First of all, listen. You're dealing with a thorough woman on the line. You heard what I'm saying?
Come on,
you understand what I'm saying? I don't determine stuff. I pay. I will go half. Hell, I pay. Really?
Yeah.
Because it's not about money. First of all, I'm offended because if you just compare your money to my booty, I don't got nothing to do. It don't make no difference. You don't make that the same. Oh well, you ain't giving me no booty, so I ain't. No. If you cheap, you just gonna be cheap. But we not gonna say that money is the cause of the booty unless that's just, you know, like that's why I'm here to juice you. You know what I'm saying? It's just as a woman, when we go out with you and you got bread like that and you break off bread like that, it's attractive. It's attractive. You understand what I'm saying? You got money, you want me, you can buy me this, you can buy me whatever. You feel what I'm saying? But it's attractive if I'm a woman and I got bread like that and I spend it on you. Let's get 100. Because I ain't never been the datee. I always been the dater. Yo, what's up? You want to go to the movie? And I don't want nothing from you. I just want to see if I want to get to know you. You know, I'm a different kind of woman, man. I was raised by my father. So I will ask a guy out to the movies first. And no, you ain't getting that on the first date. And then one time, this guy, older man, got me in his crib. You know, he want to cook or whatever. As to me, that's a sign that you cheat. Off the rip. As soon as you come to me talking about, oh yeah, I want to take you to my house and you in dinner. Flags. You want me in your house because you're gonna try me, and I'm probably gonna have to poke you. But now you talking about you wanna cook. I feel like you cheat. But neither here nor there. I'm gonna rock with you because I want to see, okay, who you are, because it's not about that still. Now, most men have an agenda to get money, but most women, it's not about your looks. If we're going to give you some, we're going to give you some. If we want some, it is what it is. But money is not the factor. Well, at any rate, I'm out the door, and I've been telling everybody for some time, you know, I'm not trying to have sex till I get married. Well, at any rate, this old man wants to get me to the house, and he's like, you know, well, I didn't, you know, took you out to dinner, which was no fantastic dinner, you know, and I'm doing all this, you know, and you're not going to give me none? I was like, yo, bro, take me out. And he was like, what? I'm like, yo, he's like, well, I don't understand why. I said, well, let me see your wallet. He was like, what? I said, let me see your wallet. Why would I let you see your wallet? I said, now that's my problem. You're going to ask me for some sex. And when I say, why should I give you some? It's a problem. Now I ask you for your wallet. I'm right here in your house. Where I'm going to go. You drove me. And you're going to ask me why, like it's a problem? So you're saying that your wallet is more valuable than my booty? Get me up out of here. And I mean now.
Wow. We got quite a few people on the phone line. I want to touch each and every one of them. My next caller was, I think it was Cassandra. Cassandra was next on the line. Cassandra, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning.
Cassandra, we're asking a question now. You've been, and we're gonna take this thing back like I did with Curtis. You're 25, 26 years old, a young Cassandra, and this guy been chasing you for months. He been chasing you for months, trying to get you to go out on a date with him, trying to get you to go out. He really want to take you out on a date. Eventually, you say, well, you know what? We'll go out Saturday. You know, pick me up 8 o'clock. We'll go blase blase, and he do. Cassandra, as a young lady, what should be expected? What should be expected on the first date?
Well, I mean, it's according to what we have already said, because we should have talked about what we're going to do. If he says, I want to do dinner and a movie, that's fine. If he says, I'd like to prepare you a meal at my house, I have no problem with that.
Mhm.
Toya, I've gotten some great meals, girl. I've gotten some great meals from going over to the guy's house. Actually, it was very romantic because they said, he set up everything. It was really nice. And he didn't make a move on me because I've always been the type, I know you ain't getting none. And I tell people up front, even when I was younger, you're not getting it. But bottom line, on that first date, that ain't going to happen. So, I would have no problem. It's just, you need to let people know what it is you're expecting.
Yeah.
If you're expecting the booty call, you need to make it plain because she may be expecting the booty call too. It's just some of us, we ain't hearing that. We ain't doing the booty call thing on the first date.
Yeah.
So, I say let your expectations be made known. That way nobody is shocked by what happened, by the outcome.
Good deal. Good deal. The phone lines are open 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. And we asking the question, what should be expected? What should be expected on the first date? On the first date, what should really be expected? Toussaint, good morning. How you doing this morning, sir? Toussaint, you there? Toussaint, I'm about to say it to you, brother. I'm about to say it to you. Wake up and go to sleep. Wake up and go to sleep. Curtis, talk to me, man. And they say that your wallet and their booty is something totally different. Now you trying to equate your wallet with their booty, and they said they ain't having that. Curtis, talk to me, brother.
No, it makes sense. I teach both of my kids, and I've even had this conversation with my ex-wife when we first got divorced, and she decided she was going to get back on a date and saying we just sat around, talking or whatever. And I just, I told both of my kids, my ex-wife, and anybody that seek my counsel, any dude and or female that lead with their wallet, you need to go in the other direction, period. Because see, when a person lead with their wallet, and what that means is, okay, they're leading with a form of temptation to bait you in. You don't know what's coming after that. You don't know what is going to be asked and or required after they leave with their wallet. So you have to be careful. I mean, me personally, I ain't trying to toot my horn or nothing, but I'm just being honest, man. Probably why I ain't had as many, probably why I ain't had as many as I could have had, but I've never been, I can't tell you a time that I asked for some booty. I think that's belittling. I think it's an embarrassment to yourself as a man. And I'm a strong believer in what Toya said. And I kind of watched it happen, in and out of the club circuit. A woman, if she want to give you some booty, she done made it up in her mind. You it, buddy.
Yeah.
I don't watch a woman. I don't went to the club with myself, my wife, and all her girlfriends. I'm the only dude, 12 women, right? And people get comfortable talking around me, men, women, whatever. And I'm listening to them saying, if he come over here and say anything to me, he can get it.
Wow.
Oh, not maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Him? Hell no.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We
Mm-hmm.
not doing that right there. You know what I mean? So
Mm-hmm.
unlike men, and we tend to go and prowl and all that. Women already have in their mind. They already got their heart set. They know what they want. Okay, if this dude over here come holler at me, he definitely can get it. But anybody else, nah, that's a maybe. That's a 3 in a possible. That one right there, no, we gonna set him. He,
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I believe like Toya say, but I can't tell you right here the last time I literally came on my own and I asked a young lady for. It's a turn off to me. If I gotta ask you for it, you just turned me off.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Now, Toya, let me ask you this question. Let's deal with the scenario that Kurt just put out there. Now, if y'all in a club and you and a couple of girls sitting around and y'all scan the place. Okay, now him. Okay, yeah. Okay, him, no, there's no way possible. No, and then now if the one that you said yes to actually come up and approach you and want to have a conversation with you or whatever, what is it that he could do at that time that will put him on that no list?
Well, again, you got different factors. You got me now. You got me then when I was younger. And even when I was younger, I had a different mindset. It had nothing to do about the man's choice or what they wanted. It's about me. And it was a certain thing. I didn't go for it was like the fine ones. I didn't really go for them because I knew there was a lot of work. You know what I'm saying? But if you dared me, I would. So it's not a specific thing that they could say or do. I already just know in my mind that's the one I want by, I don't know. I can't even tell you. It's a certain click for me that I am looking for. You understand? Now, I have friends who that's not it. It seemed like some of my friends, whatever one come get in their face, that's what they're going to be in their face with. And that's just how it looked like to me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I guess overall, ideally, if I had to say, what as women, what we look at, as the premise on he can get it, right, is that you got to be physically fine, right? You got to be attractive. You ain't got to be like Shamar Moore, but you have to be, well kept, nice haircut, looking clean, looking nice, groomed. You can't have messed up teeth. You can't have crooked eyes. You can't be too short. You got to be. I mean, I'm just being for real.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be like nice, well dressed. You can't be no thug, but like I'm just gonna say like a Denzel Washington. You know what I'm saying? Women get caught up in this one man, and it's not one particular style. You can say I don't like big men, but you can see a big man that he's just well groomed and nicely kept and good attitude and just a good spirit. It's like, oh wow, I don't normally like big men, but he can get it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's just like we look for certain things. I guess you could say that it's kind of like the premise of the perfect man. And then when you just come up and you open up your mouth and you act like you got a piece of you ain't got to have the whole 99 cents. Just have 25 cents. Just open up your mouth with a little bit of sense and respect, like how, like you've been raised. It's a wrap on that for us. Because deep down, we're looking for the same thing that the other person looking for.
Yeah.
A good, solid, nice looking, wholesome, you know what I'm saying, person with a great spirit. You know what I'm saying? And everything else has come secondary because we got to be putting up with something. It's like, well, if I'm going to put up with that, I must well have it.
Yeah. Okay. Good deal. Let's go to Tucson. I think Tucson is back with us. Tucson, man, you're a 25-year-old brother. And you've been chasing this young lady for a long time. Tucson, you want this one now. There's something about this one. You want this one. And you want this to the point where it's more than a glass of water at the bar. You want this one. Okay. Now, she finally decided to go out with you. Tucson, what should she expect on the first date?
Neither one of us expect anything. We checking each other out. I ain't playing with you. But see now the piece is on. It ain't no chase no more. I got a bullseye. The flashlight is off now. You heard me tell you.
All right, flashlight.
You heard me tell you. The flashlight is off. Y'all, I was gonna say something, but
Don't
you know,
don't
you're
say
too
it.
reminiscent. I'm too old for that.
Yeah, you too over there. Don't you do it.
Long as you got the flashlight looking for her in the daytime, you okay?
Mm.
It depends on where I am. Now that's the problem. If that's the case, now, that's the
Mm-hmm.
problem. But here's what I'm saying is, um, uh, if you really want something, then there's no chasing, there's no manipulation, there's you. So now I got your attention.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm not necessarily. I'm putting on my best game.
Okay. And see,
Best
hold on,
football.
stop right there. Stop right there. That I'm glad man, you hit a home run. Why is it a game? Why is it? And
That's
see,
what I'm
that's
saying.
go ahead.
I
Mm-hmm.
understand. See, because I'm talking about the young. You said young me.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Now I don't know about Curtis, and yes, I mean I don't know Curtis, but Curtis, you know young players.
Mm.
When the player is serious, the game is kind of off.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you can't help it. But you are who you are, and you're a player.
Mm-hmm.
But then now you kind of change. Cassandra, I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
But then now you putting all the cards on the table. Now, it's not water.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you want.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we do the flower thing. We do all that kind of stuff. We dress. We iron our pants. We clean our nails. We make sure we got, my waves. I ain't got the waves no more. I ain't worried about that now.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm trying to be straight. I sure ain't walking
Mm-hmm.
for real.
Uh-huh.
And I got a full tank of gas and
Mm.
money in my pocket,
So,
just in case.
so whatever she want to do.
To a
Mm-hmm.
certain extent, because you're not gonna, because some women are players too,
Mm-hmm.
and there ain't nothing like a player running into a player, right, Toya?
And
That right? You call my name?
and I'm gonna tell you something. A
Because
lot
you
of
can't
time,
kid a kidder. You can't kid a kidder.
a lot of time, the women are some of the best players, brother. They.
That's what I'm
I'm
talking
sorry.
about.
I'm sorry. I'm not a player, gentleman. I'm the coach. So
Mm.
I
That's what
this
I'm
a whole
talking about.
different.
That's
Don't
right.
want to be a player
That's
no
exactly what
more.
I'm talking about. So when you get to see, because some players, some coaches get on the field.
Mm-hmm.
You ever saw the longest yard?
Yes, sir.
The coach said, we got to win this game. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get in it.
Mm-hmm. Got to get in it to win it.
Mm-hmm. I'm
Absolutely.
just saying.
Absolutely. Let me
You
go
go to somebody else now.
Yeah, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. I appreciate you. Let me go to, as a matter of fact, we got Badger with us this morning. Badger, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. I'm waiting
Man,
for
we
my
asked the
coffee to
question.
get done.
Huh?
I was just joking.
Okay. We talking about the first date. You've been chasing this young lady. You're a young 25-year-old. You're a 25-year-old Badger. And you've been chasing this girl for a long time, Badger. She finally decided, she said, okay, yes, we'll go out this weekend. We'll go out Saturday. Pick me up, blah, 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 and all the whole works. Now, what should she expect? What should she, as a woman that has accepted your request, what should she expect on the first date?
Well, not to have sex for one.
Mm-hmm.
Um, trying to see. And that also depends on how the man. See, that's a tough one because nowadays there's just mixture of women that want to take care of their own bill
Mm-hmm.
or not. So you gotta like the guy needs to know who he's dating and why.
Mm-hmm.
You know, is she more independent than others?
Mm-hmm.
Find out if, you know, she's somebody that would rather split the bill than, you know, you pay for it all. Dating nowadays, man, I kind of feel uh, it's gotten complicated.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. It is. It has gotten. It is complicated. Is there? Is there?
Um,
Cassandra. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, Patrick.
oh
Okay,
no,
Cassandra. I know what you said, and you said, you know, the horizontal mumble is out of the question on the first date. It's just not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen. Um, if he continuously insinuate or try to go in that direction through his conversation, how do you what do you do? I mean, y'all have already established the fact that bruh, this not gonna happen. But his conversation continuously go to the point where, you know, he's hinting at this and he hinting and he hinting and he hinting. Does it become a turnoff?
Oh, it's a no go. It's because I'm gonna shut it down. Because even when I was younger, you wasn't gonna pressure me into anything. And if I'm telling you that this is not gonna happen, and you keep coming at it, you can forget it. I'm not going to see them. That's it's done. It's over.
Okay. Now, Cassandra, is dating complicated these days?
Oh, it's very complicated. And for me, because of my stance and my stand, even older men now, they come with that, you know, they're trying to get the booty thing. And I'm just, it's just not going to happen. I mean, what do men not understand about it not happening? No, you will not get it. Your charm, your good looks, your money, I don't care what you got. It is not going to happen unless I want it to happen.
Yeah, yeah. And that,
so, you know, that's just my position.
Exactly.
Well, that you can say the same thing about women though, because most guys are used to women that want it to just as much as they do.
Yes, Badger, I totally agree. Yeah. And if a woman wants to give it, let her give it. But you're not gonna pressure me into giving it. I don't think that's right.
Oh no, I absolutely agree. Just like a woman shouldn't be trying to pressure a guy for it.
Yes, and they do. They do.
But then, you know, and I joking clown, but you know, when you, even whatever mentality you got, when it gets to the point that you say, okay, this is the one that I'm gonna kind of, I want this one, or I see something in her that I don't see in the rest of them. That's not even on the table.
Yeah,
I don't even care. I mean, we don't. It shouldn't be an issue. You see what I'm saying? Because it more so becomes a heart-to-heart thing. And you know, we could sit down and talk. Because first of all, I want to see what's in your head.
Yeah.
Because if it's only below the belt, I'm gonna put it in that area so we won't get too. Then you really ain't working with nothing. Because everybody got that.
Yeah.
You know, we all can just hold around for the rest of our lives. But when you get to the point where you say, hey, wait a minute. She got conversation too. She got morals and values. Then I need to, you know, since we gonna kind of see each other, we're gonna go out on the first date or whatever the case may be. There's no agenda. We just need to talk. We need to just have a conversation. We just need to see where we are and where we're going. And the rest will fall in place.
Okay.
However long it takes. I'm just saying.
Why do you think, Toussaint, why do you think dating has become so complicated in this day and time? There used to be a point in time where, you know, you know, I ain't gonna say it was simple, but it certainly wasn't as complicated as it is now.
People do this. It's more, yeah, it's a recreation. it starts with activity,
Mm-hmm.
and you're not even meeting the real person because it's all covered up with all kinds of things.
Mm-hmm.
Doctor.
I'm just saying.
Go ahead, Toya. Toya, excuse me. Do you think Toya back in the day, and it could be the same thing today, but I think it's a little different. But do you think back in the day people dated with the intentions, with the thought and the mindset of marrying and or moving towards
Yeah, we
marriage?
did. Like I said, we did what we were supposed to do.
Mm-hmm.
We knew our job and our roles as men and women.
Yes. Yes.
There is a structure here. Period. Just like there's a parent and a kid. The
Mm-hmm.
kid don't get to rule the parent, but if you allow them to rule you, that's on you. That don't mean that's the way the structure is supposed to go.
Yeah. Yeah.
So a man's job is to take care of his wife and family.
Mm-hmm.
And just because God made me independent don't mean that it gives you the right to not take care of me.
Mm-hmm.
And when we enter into a relationship, two people come together and make a commitment and say, hey, you're attracted to me, I'm attracted to you. We're going to work together. We're going to have some babies. We're going to raise some good babies or demon babies, whatever it is. They come
Mm-hmm.
to a mutual agreement to get together and stick together, whether God told them or whatever. And they go through the same changes as everybody else goes through and just move around and change each other like draws. But you're
Mm-hmm.
still going through the same thing. You get a boy, you go through the same thing you went through if you had a girl. You just
Mm-hmm.
go with this one, you go with that one, you got changes, and then you got that one that got changes too. They're just a whole cycle. And at the end of the day, we still ain't made no commitment to nobody, no matter who we change to.
Mm-hmm.
We have to come to a conscious decision on whoever we are dealing with individually. Back to accountability. If I'm going to deal with a man and if I'm going to lay down with him and he's coming to me, not being a liar and a deceiver and a manipulator, and he's coming to me saying, I want to be with you and I'm going to lay down with you and make a baby with you, then I'm supposed to say, okay, well, let's, get together and let's do that. And like Donald said, yeah, we should have some kind of moral boundaries to not be animals and have sex in the first 17 minutes
Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow. 17 minutes.
and get together. Yeah, that's what we do.
Mm-hmm.
By lunchtime, we want to have sex
Exactly.
unprotected. And I
Mm-hmm.
didn't think you were going to get pregnant. But you known each other 4.5 hours and felt good. And then you went and did a act that don't take but 3 minutes
Mm-hmm.
and made a whole
Good
baby. And
Lord.
then now you, on top of that, you still don't want to commit. You know why? Because there's no excuse.
3
When you make
minutes.
up your mind to make a commitment to whatever it is, you're going to do it, period. Guy or girl.
3 minutes. Lord Jesus, boy, y'all didn't
Yeah,
even lay
yeah.
down.
Before
Y'all didn't even lay
you
down.
watch a 30-minute broadcast, and before you know it, you stop watching TV.
Lord. Cassandra, what do you say to that? We got somebody got a lot of background noise going. Somebody's beating up something over there. I don't know who that is. But Cassandra, what do you say to that? Back in the day, man, were people more was dating more geared toward going towards a marriage? You're gonna date somebody that you want to potentially marry in comparison to the day? Was the whole structure different?
Oh yeah, it was definitely different. I mean, me in my hood, the young ladies, we wanted to be married.
Mm-hmm.
That was a big thing. We did want to get married. Now it's, I'm doing my own thing. I'm making my own money. I got my own place. I may need you just to do what I need you to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a whole different moral picture that we have going on now, and sadly so, because now we have the huge single parent households, and nobody wants to commit to marriage. No, I'm not
Mm-hmm.
saying nobody, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The majority of young people, the men and the women, they don't care about the marriage part.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, and I know older women like in their 40s that say, hey, I'm going to find somebody that I can have a baby with because my biological, and that disturbs me greatly. That
Mm-hmm.
disturbs me greatly, just so that I can have a baby and I'll raise my child on my own. I think that's not fair to children as
No,
well.
it's not.
So yes, a whole different picture.
Exactly. 508-924-3521. 508-924-3521. Give us a call. 508-924-3521. Rico, good morning, sir. How you doing this morning?
I can't complain. I can't complain, man. I'm trying to fix something. Sound like I'm hearing an echo. Okay,
Yeah.
I see what it is. I got you up twice.
Oh, okay. Rico, we asking a question this morning, brother. Now we talking to a 25-year-old Rico. A 25-year-old Rico. That's what we talking to this morning. You've been chasing this young girl. You see this little thing, man. You say, man, I gotta get that one, man. This is something about them. I gotta get that one. It's something special about her. I gotta be with her. And you chased her for 3 months. Eventually, after the chase, she said, okay, we'll go out this Saturday. Come pick me up and we'll hang out Saturday. We'll have a good time, blah, blah, blah. Rico, what should she expect from you? Now, you've been chasing this girl for a long time. You've been chasing her for a while, 3 months or more. And she finally agreed to go out with you. What should she expect? What should she expect on the first date?
If I've been chasing her like that and I got sincere motivation, she should expect a gentleman.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
Yeah, that's what she should expect because I actually have been putting in that work and had the right intentions. If that was the 25-year-old me, I probably wouldn't have chased nobody that long.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't have a reason to chase anybody that long. But, if it was somebody that I wanted, that I had my eye on, I would do something to get their attention. The thing is once you get to know somebody, you can have an expectation or an image in your head of how somebody may be. But then once you get to know them, you either going to look at them for who they really are. And those expectations are going to get weeded out, or you're going to cloud your memory and cloud what you see and overlook a lot of the stuff that you should be paying attention to because you still got this idea in your head of who she is. Like sometimes we date names. I dated names.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Some women that I laid down with, to be honest with you, they wasn't desirable. But they had a name. They was in the paper every week.
Yeah.
They had potential to becoming the WNBA superstars, something like that. You know, that every time you turn around, you hear this name, this name, this name, this name. And I'm like, man, I think I want a piece of that. And you'll convince yourself that they're desirable. And that's what happens a lot with a lot of men and women when they don't stick to the traditional ways of what you're supposed to look for in a relationship. You start adapting to what the atmosphere dictates is acceptable. And so, sooner or later you start dating people, not based off of their character, but based off of who they are. Sometimes they look good, sometimes they don't. Sometimes you date them only because they look good and they popular and they well known. Same thing with women. I know a lot of women that date a man because he got money and because of his name or because of his reputation with the women.
Yeah.
So it 25-year-old me, man, I wouldn't have been chasing like that. But I would have been a gentleman if it was somebody I desired.
Got you. Good deal. Let me go to Goddess. Goddess, good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. How are you?
Hey, doing good. So it's good to have you this morning. We asking a question, Goddess. Now you 25 years old, a 25-year-old Goddess. A young man has been chasing you for a long time. He's been chasing for a long time, and then all of a sudden you decide, you say, you know what? Okay, we'll go out. This weekend, blah blah blah. And y'all decided, y'all agree to go out on that Saturday. Now he's been chasing you all this time. What should you expect from him on that first date?
To act like a complete gentleman. At that time, they had to make sure, as a gentleman, my point of view is they had to make sure they sponsored everything, and basically was gentlemanlike and fun.
Okay. Now, what if y'all are out on that date and initially start off y'all having a good time? What could he do in the course of that first date to make you say, take me home? No, that's it. No, take me home. What could he do?
Well, with me, it was all how you carry yourself. And you have to carry yourself in a certain manner to even be around me. And I'm still like that. So if you carry yourself like a complete gentleman, if you carried yourself with confidence in the way you walk and everything, but all that had to be already there in order for me to even go out with you. So maybe I shouldn't say that. I'm gonna say that it would have to be if he didn't act. I mean, I guess I don't know. I don't know. The situation had to be there. I mean, the situation, because I'm not easily embarrassed, so that probably couldn't have been. But it was something that he had to trigger. So I don't know. I couldn't say it right yet.
Gotcha. Kurt, what do you say to that? And Badger coming to you next. Kurt, what's on your heart, brother? Kurt, you there?
Yeah, I'm right here, bro. I had to hit my mute button. What do I say to what?
All the stuff that's going on, and let me go back here with you, Kurt. Was dating back in the day more geared towards getting married, or the intent for potentially marrying somebody different than it is today? Now it could be a thing that I just want a booty call. I just want to meet these needs that I have, and so we're gonna go out. Back in the day, it was more toward are you a potential husband or a potential wife?
Oh.
Well, I'm not a relationship guru, so I'm not going to try and play Steve here. But I mean, from my lens, I'm not even going to say that dating. Now, if you go back to the 50s, 60s, 70s, yeah, we could say that. Like dating was, kind of. You knew marriage was possibly, there was a great chance that marriage was going to possibly be connected to that.
Kurt,
right around the mid.
Let me step in 1 second, brother. Now, I hate to do that, but I'd like to interject certain things. But my thing, you're talking back in the 50s, 60s, and the 70s. There was a different scale there. In the 50s, if you help, if in the 50s or 60s or something like that, if you held this girl hand on a date, you felt as though you've done something. Now, man, if you talking about, man, we walked down the street and we held hands, man, them fellas gonna look at you, man. That's it. That's all, bro. Oh man, go on, head on. And so the standards are different. But go ahead.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think during that time that I mentioned, those decades that I mentioned, dating for the most part came with the idea that there's a good chance that I'm going to be married to this girl. My mom and daddy, if they were still alive, they would be celebrating 54 years of marriage. They met when they were 15. You know what I mean? Then, I mean, I don't know. It seems like dating then became about folks getting to know each other, and then it morphed into like an ownership type of deal. I'm not the right person to ask this, because once again, man, like I'm just keeping it real, man. You could say it's a blessing, but you could say it's a curse too. But man, I can't tell you the last time I asked a woman for some nook. I can't tell you that. You know what I mean? I've never been out with a woman and my first expectation was she gonna give me some nook. That's never been me. Now I done had my fair share of women without a doubt. And if you talk to every single one of them, they'll tell you like, nah, Kurt never forced sex or never even alluded to sex. My junior prom, prom night, you supposed to get it in.
Yeah.
My junior prom, man, I laid in the bed with my tuxedo on, and my lady had hers on, had her dress on. We never even got undressed. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, some people say it's soft or whatever, but I don't care, man. I just never approach women from the perspective of okay, you gonna give me some. I just always thought that was beneath me. I'm sorry. I don't mean to try and put myself, but I just always thought that was beneath me, beneath being a man. I just always thought my mama schooled me too. Like my mom told me, like, yo, like if a woman want to give you something, she gonna give you something. Keep your
Yeah.
mouth shut.
Yeah.
Don't talk yourself out of the. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I never had that. I never played those kind of games. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, like, listen, man, growing up, man, I was the last one out of my crew. I was the last one that the girls would holler at. You know, I was the shoulder to cry on, or I was the one that they would talk to when one of my homeboys hurt their feelings. So I never was the one to you know what I mean? Yeah, I got this and I got that, and yeah, girl, we gonna do that. Never was me, man. I mean, to be honest with you, you know, in all transparency, and it's probably why I have so much love for the community. I'll tell an inconvenient truth.
Yeah.
I never knew that I was halfway decent looking. You know who told me I was halfway decent looking, man? For real, for real.
Who that?
The LGBT community. I never even knew it until the LGBT community started like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Hold on. I'm straight.
Yeah.
You know, I'm straight. And I'm like, wow. And some of the older LGBTQ would say things like, boy, when you get older, you're going to be a force to reckon with. You're going to be fine, blah, 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 whatever. You know, and I never really took offense to it. You know what I mean? Because none of the females I knew, you know, I wasn't no showstopper where I walk in a room and, nah, man, I'm still not. You know what I mean? Like, I just walk in the room and be me. And I'm just saying, man, I never had to play. Thank God I never had to play. I never had to play those games, man.
Yeah,
like
that's good.
But I think in today's world, I think what we see is the result of this need for immediate gratification. The microwavable age that we exist in, where, you know, I want my money and I want it now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it has really become prevalent in our women because let's just be honest, our women got something that they can get what they want when they want it, and they can get it right now.
And let me say, so this is something I used to always say, Curtis, and you probably have heard me say it before, man. I used to tell girls all the time, man, you know, you got to have more than just that, because, you know, that's common issue. Every young lady come with one of those. Some are better than others, but every young lady come with that. And so what else do
we had this conversation. We had this conversation.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right,
Yeah,
Rocky.
yeah.
We had this conversation. Man, we've been together now 20, 21 years.
Exactly,
man.
exactly.
And you know my stuff. I've been saying it since we met.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't build with you,
mm-hmm.
I can't push no steel with you.
Exactly.
It's just that simple.
Exactly.
It's just that simple.
Mm-hmm.
If I can't have a conversation, because, and I done said this on the show, you done heard me say it before,
mm-hmm.
one of these days, somebody gonna go too quick. 9 times out of 10, it's gonna be me.
Mm-hmm.
What we gonna do? We just gonna lay there and look at each other like dummies?
Be like Bernie
Is
Mac.
that what we gonna do?
Be like Bernie Mac. I got mine. You better get yours. You better get yours. Hey, I got mine. You better hurry up.
You know what I mean? Like,
stop all that noise.
You better have something to say.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
You better have something to say that sparks that mind.
Mm-hmm.
You really need something to say to spark the mind before you even enter.
Exactly. Exactly. Let me go to Badger. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
I mean, I'm kind of in the same boat. I've always treated women with respect and honor and stuff like that. It was usually them asking me to do things with them.
Mm-hmm. All right, player.
And so I'm just Not quite
Mhm.
sure. Like
Yeah.
this is one of those topics that to me, it's just people needing to learn to be respectful of themselves and expect more for themselves.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Exactly. The phone lines are open 508-924-3521, 508-924-3521. Toya, let me ask you this question, and I'm asking the questions to you specifically and Cassandra for a reason, because you all are ladies. Do you think the women live situation, the women standing up and I got this, blah blah blah. Do you think that messed up or has any kind of impact at all on the dating scene?
Do I think the women live messed up? What now?
Do you think that the women live I guess the women live movement, the movement that the women equal and all that stuff, and which is a great thing. I'm not gonna say, certainly not gonna say anything bad about it. It's a great thing because it's deserved. But do you think it affected the dating scene?
It's just like saying that slavery affected the workforce.
Mm-hmm.
Only for people that benefit from it. Like, no, we messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Because I always had the rights as a woman. It's men that put me in a predicament to feel like I was to be treated differently.
Mm-hmm.
Again, going off what I said, right? Just because I got created out of your rib and to be your helpmate, don't mean that I'm second class.
Mm-hmm.
That's us humans that start wanting to put kids and women and black people and foreigners in second class positions because of whatever distorted, twisted mentality we got. The devil sent there.
Mm-hmm.
Say from a God.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying? But no, like we do that, right? Because I should have the right. First of all, in the field that I'm in food, I do a much better job than a lot of men.
Mm-hmm.
But I also do a much better job than a lot of women and a lot of people who've been there 20 years. But they don't pay me my due diligence at the price of a CEO. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's just this other corporate structure we allow, that we given them dominion to build our business structures, asking for these requirements.
Mm-hmm.
So now here we are, we got to go through these hoops and requirements. And that's what it is as men and women. So, as a lady, God always given me that right to be equal and to do just as much, not everything,
Mm-hmm.
but a very large majority of the same things as a man, and be fruitful at it.
Mm-hmm.
But it's us who come and put laws and restrictions and what y'all don't want us doing because, we're a woman, or what you feel like you thought the Bible said, why I shouldn't do nothing. The only thing I can't do is make a baby. I'm just meant to carry one.
Mm-hmm. Wow, that's good. Let me do some shout outs real quick. We're gonna say hello to Raymond, Vicente Luis, Lil Yaya, Frenchie. Yeah, go Steelers. I'm with you 100% on that. Rico, and I'm not able to call all your names, but definitely appreciate you all being here. But Rico, what do you say to that, man? Do you think the women live movement, the women standing up, and it's a great thing? I would never say anything negative about it, but do you think it affected the dating scene?
I mean, that was one part of it, but it was many more numerous things. But first off, we got to understand. I keep hearing you say back in the day, but this dating thing is new to us.
Mm-hmm.
Really and truly, if you think about how the structure of the family went with your ancestors and your elders, how things went in the past, everybody didn't date. This dating thing didn't exist. Mm-hmm. Some people were just matched.
Yeah.
Made to breed.
Mm-hmm.
Or they just got together because the woman was actually looking, not only, she wasn't really looking for somebody that was financially stable, but she was more or less looking for somebody that she could just have a bond with, because they both were in the same situation where neither one could capitalize off of their labor.
Mm-hmm.
So that culture went on for a long time. Their way of getting together is totally different than the way the people that was in Africa before they came here got together.
Mm-hmm.
We don't know what was how they determined who was gonna get together and form families. Some of those men may have had 9 women that they had families with. Whatever culture, whatever way they call themselves dating over there, changed when they got to America. And the way they did it back in the day is completely different than what we're doing now. The way they dated back in the day is completely different than what they did in New York and what they did in Alabama. Because if you was in New York or California and you were a woman, you probably had more time to realize that, well, you know what? I really ain't got to depend on the man, because now we have women's rights. Now I could go to college and I could vote and I could do, you know, at one point in time, a woman couldn't do that.
Exactly.
So she had to look at other traits and things in a man to decide whether or not she want to get with him. Now a woman doesn't have to look for a husband. Now a man doesn't have to look for a wife, because we are comfortable. We are integrated. Slavery is over. Jim Crow is over. Now the justice system won't allow what's going on in the black community. So we've adapted to a whole new way of building relationships and building families. So now here we come with this thing called dating and going to movies that we couldn't go to at one point in time. Going to restaurants that we couldn't go to at one point in time. And you can go with and not have to worry about being in before dark. Yeah. So now you're staying out late and you're able to get a hotel room and get you a little booty. But in the past, it probably was hard, because you probably the only way you was going to date was if you went to that girl's house and sat there around her family. Then you went back home. Yep. Because wasn't no clubbing, wasn't no movies, wasn't no restaurants for them to go out to. So when you say back in the day, we have to understand that the atmospheres have changed. And you live in a city where you don't really have a way out. Like my city, just a regular southern city that had a military base. You imagine what them soldiers were to these women. Yeah,
a way out. A way out. Yeah,
exactly. You hear the word a catch. You get what I'm saying? So you know, some of those women were not only looking for a husband, but they were looking for a better way, like somebody that could provide them better than what they had already seen. Now, if a woman was in New York, she probably didn't have to think like that. Yeah. A woman in Atlanta probably didn't have to think like that if she stayed on her P's and Q's. But, you know, Curtis said something big earlier, being yourself. As everything evolved, most people change and start doing what the trend of the times called for. But in the best cases, if you were actually looking for a solid person to have a relationship with, you stayed in that traditional role. You didn't start slacking your pants or wearing shorter skirts. You stayed in that traditional role of looking for somebody that had some type of virtues and honor and integrity about themselves. But most times we adapted and we changed. We grew our hair. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got the bigger gold chains. We got we wore the oversized clothes. Whatever women and trends dictated and said, this is what a man looked like and looked good in. That's what they were attracted to. That's what we gave them. So sometimes, you know, we didn't stay ourselves. We didn't tend to become or stay in the lane we were supposed to be in. And now we are all over the place and don't even know what we're looking for or how to get the right thing. That's why you got so many bad men and so many women with babies.
Exactly. Goddess, what do you say to that? What's on your heart?
I hear y'all talking about women's rights, but everybody forget that women's rights came about during the World War II when most of our men went to war or went to war. So when they went to war, a lot of them didn't come back. And while they were gone in war, the women had to stand up. So they had to come in and take those jobs in the factories where the men were there. And so that's when they started saying women's rights. Don't pay me no $5 an hour when you've been paying my husband $13 an hour and I got to support my dang on family. So that's when that women's rights movement came in. So let's keep it real. So I feel like in the corporate world that if I'm doing the same job, if not a better job than the man, a lot of women were not getting paid what they need to. So again, back to the fact that now I'm a divorcee or I am a widow and I have to take care of the whole complete family. So therefore, because see, back in the day, the brother or the brothers of the husband that died, they would come in and support and help with the wife and widow. But they don't do that no more. So they have their own life and their own thing. So now the widow has to do and take care of everything herself and still support their family and still have to continue on. And now even the government has made it where Social Security, like you can't even get his money that he paid in until she turned 65. So that whole income is completely gone. Or you have to make a choice between his or yours. You still don't get his. So a lot of people don't realize that it's really a struggle out here. And a lot now back to what he said regarding let's bring it back up to now. The 80s, in the 80s, they did not have the 80s, we wasn't looking for husbands. We wasn't looking for husbands. Unfortunately, that's just not. We were looking for careers then. We were looking for college and careers, and we wasn't looking for husbands. That was just not something that we looked for back in those days. Now, to me, now let's go to 2022, 2021 now. A lot of women right now, I see them, they are either trying to get husbands, but I see the men now going with the women that were already out here fast, slutty and all that, and marrying them.
Wow.
You know that one saying, you can't turn the hoe into a housewife? Well, I've seen a whole lot of hoes turned into a housewife. Now, they still might be hoeing out here on the side, but I've seen a lot of hoes turn into a housewife.
She said they might still be hoeing out here on the side. Lord. Let's go. We got another caller. I think it's K with the E. K with the E. Good morning. How you doing this morning?
Good morning. Fine, and you?
Hey,
I don't know who that was speaking, but look, Kay was looking for a husband in the 80s and had one and stayed married for 17 and a half years.
Okay. Now Kay,
now in the 2022, they ain't looking for no husband.
Exactly.
You can't possibly look for a husband with the things they do.
Kay, can you hear me? Kay, your volume is just a little bit low. Your volume is a little bit low. Are you talking directly into the phone?
Is that better?
No, same thing. It's just a little bit low. Huh?
Is that better?
Yeah, that's a little better. We're asking a question.
I don't know who that was talking, but Kay was definitely looking for a husband in the 80s and was married, stayed married for 17 and a half years.
Okay. That was Goddess that was speaking. That was Goddess.
Oh, yeah, I was married for 17 and a half years and was happily married. Nowadays, these girls they don't want no husbands. These women don't want these men for no husbands, and these men don't want these women for no wives. They looking for a wife and a husband, looking for a husband. The world is confused.
Wow. Let me ask you the question what we're talking about this morning. We're talking, and I want you to think of the mindset of a 25-year-old K with the E that's not married. You're a single young lady. Okay. There's been this guy that's been chasing you, been chasing you down for a good 3-4 months. He's been chasing you down. He just want to go out on a date. He asks you almost every day. Every day you say no. Every day you say no. Okay. Now, one day you say, you know what? We'll go out Saturday. You say yes. Now everything goes well, and he come and pick you up at a certain time. Y'all go out. What should you expect, K with the E? What should you expect on that first date?
Honestly, a respectful date. I mean, you talking to a person that literally happened to me, and I went on a date, and it was a nice date, open doors and all of that, and wasn't nothing like it was just what I expected. Dinner, a movie. We even ended up at the club.
Okay.
2-step dance, had fun. Brought me home. It was a nice date. It was actually, he was very mannerable.
Okay.
He was raised right.
Okay. Cool. So did that date, and you don't have to answer this question if you don't want to, but did that date manifest into something, relationship, or was it just that date?
We still friends right now today.
Good deal. Let me go to let me see who I got on my phone line. So we got a lot of people that's on my phone lines. Let me go. Cassandra's back with. Say it again. Okay, Cassandra. Yeah, go ahead, Curtis.
You know, sometimes a date don't have to make a relationship.
That's it.
You know what
I don't think it's any. Okay, no one here. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes a date can manifest into a really good. Like, I've gone on dates, and as a result of going on that date, I have friendships that's 25 years, 30 years.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like the date didn't manifest into a relationship. It manifested into a real friendship. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful that I actually went on that date.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I mean, and sometimes in Black culture, and it's just no slight to Black America, but sometimes in Black culture, the idea is if we go on a date, then we have to then take it to the next step. And that's not always the case. Everybody that you go on a date with, it don't necessarily mean that you have a lasting 20-year relationship with. I mean, I know people, and I'm one of them, that have gone on dates, and like I said, you know, as a result of that date, this person became a near and dear friend to me. I mean, I'm not. I don't want anybody to misinterpret what I'm saying. No, any of the listeners.
We got something going on with somebody's line. Something going on with somebody's line there. Okay, go ahead.
You know, and like, you don't like. I don't know how to word it, man. Like, for me, I've always removed expectations. Like, I've always removed expectations because realistically, I don't know this person. So why am I expecting anything from them?
Yeah.
I don't know them. And is my expectation actually going to set me and this person up for failure? So I've always thought about stuff like that. Like,
good deal.
Okay, if I go into this thing, go on this date, and I'm expecting, for example, some nook, and she don't give it to me, it may blind me to the fact that, you know what, she just good people. She was raised right. You see what I'm saying? So if she good people and she raised right, why wouldn't I want her on my team?
Yeah.
Even if we're not dating, why wouldn't I want her on my team? No.
Absolutely.
Some guys used to date just so that they could get a notch in their belt, right? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Body bag and toe tag, right? But even when I was growing up, like, you know how in every neighborhood you had that easy girl, the way you really didn't even have to take on a date to get a little bit of nook or whatever. I never been one to even mess with her. Even though she was easy and I could have got that, I never been one to really mess with. I mean, like, I'll have a conversation and we'll talk, and you know what I'm saying, friends, but I never was turned on by the girl that was easy.
Good deal.
Now, that's where the player come in at.
Exactly.
Because I always believed in a sense of accomplishment. I told my boys that if you dating a girl, or if you laying with a girl and 2-3 other dudes that you know done laid with her, you ain't accomplished. What did you accomplish?
Exactly. Hold on right there, Kurt.
Hold exactly.
Hold right there, Kurt. Let me pull some more people into the conversation. I'm gonna go right now to let me go to Tucson. Tucson, what's on your heart, brother? Toya with a T coming to you next. Yes. Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Sandra, I'm sorry. I'm at the doctor's office, so I'm gonna have to go off. I just want you to know that that's why I'm going off.
Okay. And anything you want to say before you get out of here? Anything you want to say before you leave?
No.
Okay. Good.
No, thank you.
All right. Good. Appreciate you, sis. All right. Now, Tucson, what's on your heart, brother?
The wake up call for today is, I don't need you. And the response is, I don't need you either. So, and y'all correct me if I'm wrong. We got people that, you know, ladies and women, they like, you know, I make my own money. They have they have gotten to the point, like Goddess was saying, you know, when the wars was on, the men had to go out. Some of them didn't come back. Some of them, you know, they went out, got divorced, and married a person from the Philippines. And all of that stuff started happening. And while it was happening, women had to make some choices for them and their families. And time goes on, and in the workforce, you know, the thing was, you know, hey, Johnny over there, he making $20 an hour, and you still paying me $5.50. That's a problem.
Yeah, huge.
So now we got to the point where Mary's the VP. And Sam, he working in the warehouse. He might be making good money, but you can't come talk to me.
Exactly.
Because really right now, I got something. You know what somebody told me at one time, not necessarily told me, but it was in a conversation about relationships, it says, and she said, I can't only bring something to the table, I bring the table. And I was like, oh my God.
Wow. That's powerful.
You know what I'm saying?
That's powerful. Yes, sir.
Women don't just bring something to the table these days. They got the table and everything that goes on with it.
They're powerful.
And if you don't have yourself together, you can't sit there.
Exactly. Let me go to Toya with a T. Rico coming to you next. Toya, what's on your heart, sis?
No, that's true. You know, like when we found out that Ike wasn't the main reason why we were successful, and we ain't got to eat the cake, right? We broke out in that noise.
Absolutely.
Like we get it too as women, right? Like, oh, you know, the men were created first, and I think that's the premise we went under. But with the abuse that went along with that, on top of other things, while we stray away from religion, but then now we thrust it into the workforce because we want to take our men and do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It already wasn't right. So now here we are. We done fought for it, became humane, and now we see, okay, we are created equal. Well, God still said that in the beginning, but neither here nor there. We again still forget that all the stuff we talked about, we still forget our roles as men and women. Let me tell you something. As a real woman, right? No lie. When a real man come up on the scene, no matter how much money he got or not, he's gonna declare his manhood.
Yeah.
Period.
Exactly.
Period.
Point blank. Period.
You understand what I'm saying? And when a real woman step up on the scene, you can say what you want. You can say she look like what you want. But when a real woman step up on the scene, you're gonna know who she is. Period.
Exactly.
Period. You understand what I'm saying? So again, we're not doing what we're supposed to do as men and women. We as men and women, and as adults, as parents, and things of that nature, pass around these things. We do these things. 25, we're young, we dumb. We want to defy. Listen, at 25, I was like, now, why would I be taking care of a man? Or why would I let a man take care of me? And not only that, it looked like I was coming to the realization that grandma, you talking about granddaddy, but granddaddy was sorry, is all outdoors. You understand what I'm saying? Like some revelation started coming at 25, and it was like, no, we're not gonna do that. What you said, Christian way? Oh, be faithful, submit. No, I'm not gonna do that, because when they submit, they don't do right. You feel what I'm saying? So now again, we want our freedom, like kids. So now that we're here, it's not about your money, player.
Come on.
It ain't even about the kids, player. It's about your true manhood. And you can be a true man and still make mistakes and still handle your responsibilities, be real about it, do your mistakes, and be right where you are. Has nothing to do with money, and still are going to get the right kind of love. And if it be a CEO, trust and believe that CEO lady ain't gonna have no problem rocking with you as her man, because you made your mistakes. You're paying the consequences. You still being real. You still gonna get that woman, because it ain't got nothing to do with what's on the outside. It got to do with being a real, true woman and a man. And there's a lot of truth that comes with that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
I'm gonna go back to sort of what I was speaking on earlier. I like what God has said. You know, when she brought that up, that was during the time of industrialization. And if you think about, you know, think about the movie Dead Presidents.
Mm-hmm.
Remember what happened with that when Buddy came home?
Mm-hmm.
Somebody was taking care of her.
Yep.
But he didn't know just how much he was taking care of and what she was doing to be taken care of. See, she didn't get one of them jobs, you know. And then at the same time, you know, during this time that they came up with the war effort in our community, it wasn't our mothers and grandmothers that went into the factories. They went into the homes of the white women that went into the factories and worked and took care of their children. Either way it go, they still had to go and take care and be family. They had to be mother. That's why so many white people used to call old black women mother. Because that's who cooked for them. That's who put them in bed. You know, because sometimes mama was working or sometimes she was doing whatever she was doing. But that's what the black women were doing. And they still were taking out from their household. So one thing that happened is that over time, things evolve. And when you get away from the traditional purpose of the reason why something started, you lose that balance over time. Now, like right now, what we consider dating is going out and showing somebody a good time.
Yeah.
But see, you could go out every night of the week and show a different woman a good time. 100 years ago, dating was finding that person that you felt like you can build and have a life with, and dating that, going along with that person, courting them. Them only. Until you were old enough to ask them for their hand in marriage, and you did that in a certain way. That was dating. You was dating that one person, but now we interpret dating to be something totally different. It has evolved. So we didn't find that balance. You got to find that balance off in there. And once you lose that balance, then this thing we call dating, which is new to us, like I said, it's new to us, especially in the black community. Then you start losing the purpose in dating. So now sometimes you go out and you don't have the expectation, like Curtis was saying. You don't have that expectation, but guess what we do? Just like when we go out and we have to be prepared for anything, you might have a wreck. They say have on some clean drawers and clean socks because you might have to go to the hospital. Well, it's good to have on clean drawers and clean socks because she might want to bless you, even though you ain't expecting it. There ain't nothing telling you that she's like this. But at the same time, she really feeling you. And in today's time, that's a key thing, that phrase right there. In today's time, you might just get lucky. In the past, it was going to be a lot harder to get lucky. Think about it. I was listening earlier before I even came on. I remember when it became a thing to bust a cherry. But back in the day, you weren't going to bust no cherry till you probably got married. But in today's time, in our time, when we was young coming up, marriage wasn't even in the picture. But we would still want to pop that cherry. And that was the thing. Did you pop that cherry? You pop the cherry? You pop the cherry? Yeah, I bust a cherry. And you know, you had some women, I mean, like that industrialization thing. I mentioned New York and Alabama for a reason because it was certain places in Alabama, you know, you didn't have the access to the salary or the opportunities that you did in Alabama. I mean, you might be educated and can go to a black college or somewhere, go to a traditional college and move on in life, become professional. But if you were in Alabama 9 times out of 10, you stuck to what your atmosphere was predominantly doing. So that's why dating is so different in so many places in the first place. I mean, you can never, ever get a whole group of people on here that's going to get them to say the same thing nowadays because of the fact that the atmosphere dictates the dating scene. Exactly. If you're in New York and you're in a big city where you can become a superstar celebrity, you can make money just doing so many different things. You don't need a man to provide and take care of you. But if you were in Alabama in the 40s or 50s, stuck, you like those people that went to New York looking for that better way of life, men and women. But a lot of people that stayed here, they had to stick to the roles of what was going on and what was available, the opportunities that they had. So like I said, they might have got with the man that worked at the grocery store. They got with the guys that worked at the pipe shops. Oh, they're making good money. And so, you know, those standards change. And it all
that remind me a lot of and I hate to reference movies when I'm talking about stuff like this, but that really reminds me a lot of An Officer and a Gentleman. That movie, An Officer and a Gentleman, because those girls, you know, both of them had different motivations, but they wanted to get somebody that's coming through the candidacy school. They wanted to lock on to one of those guys because they knew that if they did that, they had a pathway to quote unquote success. If that's what they're looking for. So one of them, you know, I think she wanted it for the right reason, and the other one, she just wanted, you know, when the guy told her no, I DOS, and then she was out of there. So hold on, what you mean? This close to the door, man? You messed up our future, And now she want to go and find somebody else, to the point where the dude wanted to take himself out. Bishop, good morning. Hi this morning. Bishop, you there?
I'm doing great this morning.
Good,
yeah.
Good
you know,
deal.
You have us with our phone on mute, so
yes, sir.
We have to hit that mute button. Sometimes we got to find it. But yeah, the dude did take his life in that movie.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And
because his life, because he found out that she wasn't pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And she was upset because he got out of the academy. So, you know, believe it or not, that stuff happens for real.
Oh yeah,
you see it on TV, but in reality, that really does happen.
Mm-hmm.
So your topic of what do you expect on your first date, correct?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Well, when you go on your first date, you want to get to know the person, and you want to put your best foot forward. There are some people, both men and women, on the first date, they expect you to make it the first base.
Yeah.
You know, or get to the home plate. And they don't know this person, but it happens too. You know, you go out and you find yourself going to their place for a night cap, and you she end up getting capped. So,
wow. Yeah. Wow. And I'm gonna ask this question, and this I'm gonna ask everybody, but this is mainly for the fellas on here. If you go out with this young lady on the first date and you score that home run, on the first date, first time y'all went out, do you take her seriously? Rico?
It depends on how many dates she done been on. Because honestly, you can go out with a woman sometime, man, and not know that she really has been infatuated with you and longing for you only this long. You know, Curtis said something again earlier, man, that hit me. It's like, I never had a problem getting women, but then whenever I saw a woman that I actually wanted, I would mess it up. But not having a problem getting women, when I say that, it was a lot of time the women approached me and let me know what they thought. I was like Curtis. Even though when I was coming up young, I had 14 aunts, man. One aunt.
Yeah.
And all those aunts had friends. I was the oldest grandson on one side of my family. And when I tell you I got enough attention from women, because I should have been more confident than I was, but I wasn't confident. My self-esteem was low. So I didn't have the expectation that as many women like me, or girls, even when we were younger, like me, that they did. Even when I was young, I had girlfriends when other boys didn't, because the girls didn't like the other boys. They liked me because I was cute, but I still didn't believe that. I didn't never get overconfident. My self-esteem was low. So it would be times that a woman would approach me. Why ain't you ever asked me out? Why you ain't never tried to talk to me or whatever? You know, you always had a crush on you. And I'm like, for real? Because I would always just be myself and just be friendly. No expectations, no intentions, no agenda. And then all of a sudden you go out with this woman and then you find out how long she really have been. Man, listen, when you get a phone call from women telling you 10 years later, telling you about the dreams they used to have about you and the things that happened in those dreams. I didn't even know what a wet dream was. I'm like, you had a wet dream about me?
Yeah.
So sometimes if you run across that situation, you might find that woman that just has that kind of love for you. Some women do get infatuated or fall in, and some men do the same thing. They just fall in love with some women, and it ain't a whole lot that woman got to do, and he got her, or she got him. So you know, I don't say it's really fair, but if she's known to date in today's time, what we consider dating, and she dates a lot of people, and a lot of men like to take her to the movies and show her a good time. and then all of a sudden when it's your turn to show her a good time, she show you one too. That's what we call easy.
Yeah, exactly. Badger, what do you say to that, man? If on the first date you hit a home run on the first date, man, how serious do you take this young lady?
Well, in my current mentality, I'd walk away.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that shows that she doesn't respect herself.
Mm-hmm. But see, I like to deal with both sides of the coin. Can't the woman say the same thing about you if you lay down with her? Could she say the same that you don't respect yourself because it takes two to tango now?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, or I would ask, why you barely even know me. Why do you want to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Because it could just be trauma responses or responding because of how they grew up and what they think is normal.
Mm-hmm.
It's also a good opportunity to, you know, maybe teach them how important they actually are.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's good. Bishop, what do you say to that? How seriously do you take her?
But if I go on a date with a lady and the very first night, we already got a roll in the sack, as some would say. I won't take the relationship very serious. I just think it was nothing but a merely booty call, as some would say. And then, you know, if I get that urge and that's what I need to hit up, but to try to move into a serious relationship, I don't think I'm gonna be the one.
Okay.
Because if that's easy for me, I'm sure she's going on other dates, and that's easy for other guys. And
because y'all loose on the first night, and we follow y'all lead, now all of a sudden we ain't working. What ain't that about something?
I was about to ask that question. Yeah.
See, the difference between me and somebody else, I don't expect to score the first night. The first night is me and you getting to know each other. We're gonna go out to eat, go to a movie. I'm gonna take you home. And when I get you home, you know, that's gonna be it. The next night that we go out, then I'm anticipating a little bit more. But if I move too fast, if she moves too fast, then for me, I'm talking about me. I ain't talking about nobody else. For me, I don't want to be in a serious relationship because I do know I'm not the only guy she's going out with. So that's out it for me.
But see,
because I'm not loose as a dude and free as a turkey. I don't do stuff like that. That's not my forte.
Can that be? And I want to ask my sisters this right here. But can that be a terrible double standard? Because we dealing with one side of the coin. It's almost like when they bought the lady and say she was in adultery. And they wanted to stone her and kill her, but she didn't commit adultery by herself. Where's the guy? So I like to do both sides of the coin. Huh?
When I was younger, I had opportunities like that. I would go for opportunities that sometimes I'm like, oh wow, he's so fine. I didn't think I would get him. But you know what though? He would not hear from me the next day. He never heard from me no more. No, because we already know what the Lord say about that. You understand what I'm saying? So no, you don't get to hear from me no more after that. You know what I'm saying? Because we're alone. But again, to me, because I was raised by my dad, I'm a fool with you, and I'm like, oh, so you loose like that on the first night? Okay. You know what I'm saying? But still, there are people. I know people, and unfortunately, the two couples that I know that did this are white people. But had sex on the first night, been together ever since 14, 16, 18 years.
Wow. That's good.
You know what I'm saying? Because the kind of people they were at that time, they both were people that had the mindset that they were looking for somebody. They were attracted to each other. I like your qualities. I like my qualities. Let's get together. And once they got together, they was like, oh, we together. And they just never split apart. And they made the best of it with the best of their personality. So again, we make this complicated.
Yeah, exactly. Tucson, what do you say to that, man? If you hit a home run on that first date, Tucson, how seriously do you take the young lady? Tucson, you there?
I'm not on mute. I'm not on mute. Just quiet.
Okay. Talk to me, brother.
No, see, because we Because first of all, I'm not going to be interested in somebody that is always out on a date.
Mm-hmm.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, you was out on a date last night with somebody, and now we out on it. No, that's not the one I've been having my eye on. Period.
Mm-hmm.
No, sir. No. It's probably the one that hasn't been on a date in a while. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's good for me.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she's been by herself for a minute. She knows how to be alone.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
the best attitude is my attitude. I don't need you either. You're
Yeah.
not giving me nothing.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the biggest thing is. Women, they think they're giving you something. I'm giving you something too.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
So is it a double standard? Is it a double standard to look bad upon her and not turn that mirror around and look at yourself? Because it takes two to
You got to look at me. I got to look at me.
Yeah.
I got to look at me. Remember what I said
Mhm.
is, if we're going on a date or whatever that we're going to do, it's no agenda. We
Mm-hmm.
don't have we finna do this. We're just going,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna see what direction this is gonna head. Okay. All
Mhm.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
You heard what I just said.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. Now, evidently,
Uh-huh.
I've been watching for a while. This is not a spur of the moment thing.
Yes, sir.
No, sir. Oh, no, I didn't have that. It did not work out really good for
Mm-hmm.
me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not doing that. Period. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are. And things get to, you know what? It's just what I thought it was.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I can't look that because I got, I have to look at me too. It's me.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
the thing it is, I'm not
Mhm.
finna go anywhere. Period.
Okay.
Because they got some stuff you can't wash off.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, you think about Corona. Corona ain't the problem
Mm-hmm.
because you get you get to the point, and boy, you start thinking. And I say it again: hair off, teeth off, eyelashes off, and you got a man.
Lord Jesus. Lord. Let me go to our God. What's on your heart, sister?
See, I told you that's why I was silent.
Lord. We go look at Tucson. I took that left turn on us, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. God, what's on your heart? What do you think about that, man? They say that the lady is not good, and they look bad upon her, and don't take her, and everybody says that Rico said don't take her real seriously because they hit a home run on the first date. What about the guy?
Oh no, hold on. Rico said that if she dates a lot of people, and I said that if you are the only person she dated.
Yeah.
If you are the only person she dated. Now, if she dating other people, like Donald just said, if she dated the night before or dated somebody the week before, and now she's dating you, and that's what they ended up that night, then it's a good possibility that that's what happened with the other people. If you are the only person she dated, she doesn't date.
Hadn't dated in
all of a
months and
sudden,
years.
now I'm dating you.
Yeah.
And now all of a sudden, in the process of this night, you find out that I've been itching for it. I've been dreaming of you to ask me for a date. I'm gonna show you how much I've been dreaming. I'm gonna give you what I've been dreaming about. That might not be worth cutting off. That might be somebody that you stick with the rest of your life because this woman done dreamed about sleeping with you, with laying on you. You laying on
nobody
her.
else. And one with nobody else. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Goddess, what's on your heart?
Whew. What's on my heart right now is I'm sitting up thinking, and what I'm thinking about is I'm thinking that first of all, most of the men, if you look at society here today, women don't have a lot to choose from. They really don't. Majority of them are gay. You got a lot of them that are gay. You got a lot of them that are married. And you got a lot of them that are single You got a few that's single because the rest of them are incarcerated. So your pick and choosing is very, very limited. And then you got the playboy. So the ones that are single, you're gonna even have to split that part up because they playboy. So your choices of men are very slim picking. And then you got the married men that play single. Now they might not be married so far as in I do, but if you living with a woman, you basically married, and it's called common law marriage. In my personal point of view, I didn't see people go so far as in because this dating world is crazy out here right now. I didn't see so far as men take you by their house and be like, "Oh, that's where I live at," and da da, and they don't even really live there. They'll pay and have a this dating thing. It goes a whole lot of ways. I can't stand a man. When you asked me that question, I had to think about it. About what is it that turn you off as a lying ass man? Stand for a man to be a liar. Like that takes away your whole complete manhood to me. I can't stand a man that stand up for his word.
Yeah.
Those are two major things that are just easily are one that's just easily influenced by another man. That he can't say, "Hey, nah, dude, I'm not doing that. I'm not getting ready to do that." You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Stand his grounds. So when you're looking at the dating thing, I think that you can't point one finger without pointing 4 or 5 of them back at you. Well, you can't point one way without 4 of them pointing back at you. You just can't.
Yeah.
You can't. And I didn't see relationships. Where, like, again, you can't turn a housewife into a whore into a housewife. It goes both ways. You can't turn a male whore into a husband. It goes both ways.
But so often, God is, and I see this a lot on the women's side, and it happened with guys too. So I'm not being one sided with it. But a lot of times, a woman say, "Well, I can change him. I don't care about what he did to her or how he treated her. I could change. I got the goods. I can change him and make him into a better person." And they really believe this. They really believe this.
And they do believe that. But I'm gonna tell you, you can't change somebody until they work. Because I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go back on my word what I just said. I've seen whores as well turned into good housewives. So it all goes back to what they really want and what maybe they've been looking for from the beginning. So that's probably when they went through 12 Johns.
Okay.
And finally found to Brian.
Okay. That's good. That's good. Okay, what's on your heart? What do you say about this, man? Are we being one-sided? Are we being double? Is there a double standard on what we're saying with the women compared to the guys?
No, what do you mean double standard? It's equal. It ain't a double standard.
So how can we say that if she lay down with us on the first date, then she's not worthy? Didn't we also lay down with her?
That's right. I said it's equal. It's the same thing. He did it.
Okay.
If a man, but I was just telling my daughter, that's horrible. Literally, while y'all was talking, I even said this. I had just told my daughter that it's sad nowadays that women go on a date or go to the club. A friend came to me and said, "Oh, he was in the club and a woman walked up to him and said, 'Oh, I'm drunk. Can you take me home?' And he said, he looked at her and said, 'No, but you ain't got to take me to my house. You could take me to your house.'"
Wow.
And this was a woman, didn't know him, ain't never met him, ain't never seen him, and walked up to him in this day and time. Just said that. I'm like, boy, look at here.
Wow.
So yeah, it's not, you can't do it like that. You can't say it's double sided because it's equal. Women do it too. Can't put it off on men. If I didn't hear the stories myself, then I would say, "Man, ain't no good. All they looking for is to take a woman out so they can take her home." But women do it now. They look for a man to Just take them home.
Wow.
Where they talk about it. All on Facebook.
Wow. Yeah.
He was a one night stand. Where he at? He need to come back. He was good. A one night stand. They put it all on Facebook. They got a whole page about it.
Wow. Wow. Bishop, are we in trouble?
We've been in trouble.
Bishop, what do you say to that? Bishop, you there? I'm about to say it to you, Bishop. Wake up and go to sleep. Badger, talk to me, brother.
I mean, like, once again, when it comes to the topic of dating and all that kind of stuff, you know, it just boils down to this day and age. You know, there's some of us that are respectful to other human beings, and most of them aren't. You know, so it's, or they think they are. You know, just looking to be with someone just for sex is not a relationship. You know, that plays such a small role. You know, it's crazy. So learning how to be happy and thankful without needing to go that route or search for it all the time, I feel would actually help the dating scene more. But that boils down to people learning how to look within to solve their personal issues of why they are seeking it so much.
Wow, that's good. That's good. Rico, we got to do something a little different, brother. Way Out Wednesday. We're gonna switch the subject, and we're gonna spend just a few minutes. Gonna go around and let everybody come up with a topic that they want to talk about just for a few minutes, and we're gonna try to touch as many people as we can throughout this little 30-minute. I wanted to do it at the top of the hour, but I couldn't get away. And so, Rico, what's on your heart, brother? Is there a topic that you want to talk about? This is Way Out Wednesday. Let's go way out.
We should have left me on that one for a second, man, because it's something that we really skipping over. You know, we talking about back in the day and how things have evolved. And you asked, well, we in trouble? And yes, we are. We are in trouble. Right now, we're in the atmosphere where women want to put off the image that they are strippers. That they are just like Cardi B and Megan Thee Stallion, even if they are not, they want to put off that image. And so, you know, one thing that has to be understood, it takes two to tango.
Yes.
But I think the reason why men are a lot quicker to leave a woman alone after they do that after the first date, because we have to understand that if a woman is virtuous and she chooses not to do anything, then we just got to do it out. If we choose to move on to the next woman because that next woman is putting out, then that shows that we weren't in it for the right reason. If a woman says no and doesn't, see, that's what virtuosity comes from. It's not giving in to those temptations. We're not saying that women don't have those urges, but to not give in to those urges is going to dictate where this relationship goes. Now, this man, he knows that he ain't gonna be able to do nothing with you, but he wants you specifically. He gotta wait.
Yeah.
The only way he gonna get it is if he take it. But now, if the man, if the shoe was on the other foot, and the woman wanted to give it to the man 9 times out of 10 is gonna give in. So you know, we know that it's a lot easier for a woman to say no, and it's sort of wrong to feel that way. I ain't gonna even lie, it's sort of wrong to feel that way. But at the same time, what's the odds of a woman taking it from a man when a man says no? So what it really boils down to is we probably gonna be down either way. But that woman has to understand that the way where this date goes depends on where she wants it to go.
Exactly. Let me do this. Is there another topic you want to talk about, brother, before we move on?
Yeah, you got that video I sent you yesterday about that that courtroom, man. I want to talk about this judicial system a little bit, man. you know, we know about what happened with Emmett Till.
Yeah.
I was looking at I look at that all the time, man. I go back and look at the different court footage scenes and this and that, man, and how everybody was just smiling and giggling in the courtroom. I mean, these murderers. How the woman that admitted she lied was showing all these extreme public displays of affection with this killer after he was acquitted by people that looked like him, by an entire courtroom of people that accepted and endorsed what these guys did to Emmett Till, felt comfortable with it in the 1950s. In the 1950s. Now here it is, 2021. And I sent Raheem a video yesterday that really shows you what people of color have to deal with in this judicial system. And when I tell you that a lot of times you hear people say things and you like, oh, that's conspiracy. That doesn't happen in our judicial system. No. I spoke about firing my public defenders and attorneys before and representing myself in court and getting myself out of jail. I saw that video yesterday, man. The entire courtroom was in on railroading this man. Not only the prosecutors, not only the bailiffs, not only the stenographer, not only the judge, but his own attorney. His own attorneys. And if you could show that video, because like I said, people ain't gonna see it, you know, unless you show it. I can send it to them and it might not look, but if you show it to them, man, this would be something that we can all talk about. This really probably deserves 2 hours. This how serious it is.
You know what? Do you want to tackle it Friday where we can actually show it at the beginning?
Yeah, I mean, or you can show it to them now and then just leave them something to think about. Put something on their mind because people need to know this happened. And then they, you know, if they talk about it Friday or see it Friday, it might leave. They might, you know, want to talk about it more Saturday. But seeing it today, they can formulate more opinion for Friday. It'd probably be good to show it to them now.
Okay.
Hey, Rico.
Yeah.
I think that's been going on for a minute now.
Yeah, but see, what I'm saying is we got proof. What I'm saying is that this is on proof. They're like with Ahmaud Arbery. What happened with Ahmaud Arbery has been going on, and without that camera, it would have got off. The same thing that this video that he's showing, it ain't just from people speaking and telling you their experience. This is actually video. You can see it in action. This injustice. It's totally different than what we already know have been going on. Seeing this in your own eyes in action and having proof, this is something that can actually be used across the United States to just show how much police and judicial reform is needed. But this is actually the best weapon.
I totally agree with you. But also our paperwork. All you got to do is go through your paperwork. And that's how we were able to get Cameron Lamb. And you got to start putting these people out. That's how we were able to get a conviction on Cameron Lamb and here in Kansas City. Because what we did, we put out there that the judge had previously violated the Fourth Amendment rules on somebody else. And we got to start bringing in the RICO Act. See, we got to bring in the RICO Act because he been doing this, and we were trying to get the chief of police because the chief of police had violated the same Fourth Amendment rules and rights. And they continue to violate our Fourth Amendment constitutional rights. And they all are affiliated with each other, from the prosecutor to the judge to the police chief to all that. All that, and how you figure this out is you start pulling paperwork on cases, and you start asking for and once you do that, because all of them have taken an oath to do the law, and so you have to tie to a RICO Act. I'm waiting to see an attorney do this, and that's what we're talking about right now here today. That's one of the topics that I'm going to go over, because we got several cases where this same particular judge, along with the same 4 or 5 people, have violated the Fourth Amendment right, and that's how they've been incarcerating us for years. And now they got that new RICO Act. There's a part in there that you plan doing a conspiracy with it. Now, has it been proven? That's going to be another thing. Are they going to be able to get violated for doing that? They throw the RICO Act on us all the time. Let's throw that stuff right back. And that's what we do. And start filing against their bar license. That's what we need to start doing.
Bishop, what's on your heart, Bishop? Bishop, you back with us?
Yeah, I'm back.
Okay.
Man, I tell you now, Rico brought that out. I sure would love to see that video, but I think that God is saying, man, this is stuff we've been dealing with for years. And that was one of the biggest turnoffs when I was in law enforcement. I tell blacks all the time, I say, look at man, the laws on the books are supposed to be applied equally. Everyone's supposed to be under the same governance of the law, but it's applied differently based on race. And this ain't something I'm guessing. This is something that I saw firsthand. That's why when I was a police officer, I cared less about just arresting people. And I'm not the kind. I'm just going to arrest you. I'm just going to write you a ticket. I'm like, man, you got to really do something in order for me to arrest you or write you a ticket. And it has to be very blatant, and there's no way around it. That's how it was for me. But when I see all this stuff going on and nobody really speaking out, Congressman Hank Johnson said something the other night, and he said the jail or the prisons are the new slave plantations because they got so many blacks in it. And this is when I was sitting in the United States Congressman that said this. And I was so pleased to hear him speak up and speak out about that because he's trying to bring reality to the forefront and start really trying to hold people accountable for what's going on, the injustice that we as, African Americans or blacks or what we face. And I'm like, hey, man, this thing is real. And at some point, these church leaders are going to have to start standing up and speaking out. These politicians are going to really have to stand up and start speaking out because it is an injustice on blacks. And one thing I hate worse than anything, and I know we're not going to agree on everything, we're not going to see everything eye to eye. But why the heck are we killing each other so much every day or trying to dog us out so much every day when all we're doing is just feeding into them and we're giving them an understanding that we as blacks don't even support one another.
So you want to talk to me, sis? Are you there?
Well, yeah. This is the point where we start looking around. So when kids start to do or act certain kind of ways, what you start to do now, you start to find out why. What's wrong with them? Then we begin to discover things like the ADHD or whatever we want to diagnose it. Okay. This issue that we have with black people, people should be looking around saying that something is going on. But we didn't know what was going on, but we're listening to the pimp. We're not being pimped. Although he's still encouraging us to go out there and make that money. And he gonna get the money from, and he's gonna rationalize it out to us. But he's still telling us that he loves us. You know what I'm saying? I don't beat you. I let you take your money. I'll get my cut first. I get the rest of you. You know what I'm saying? And we keep listening to the rhetoric that it's not true. Now let me put a different perspective. So if this young lady back then who lied on Emmett Till was forced to lie on Emmett Till, just like a lot of young ladies who get themselves in situations may be forced to lie, coerced to lie, whatever. Either you lie or die. How good of an actor was she? And then now later on down the line, here she comes to try to justify the truth because as a youth she knew better. But it's either that or die or go through the torment of what my family is going to go through behind this Negro. You know what I'm saying? And you already know hands down what the white people told her to do. You feel me? But still, we found out the truth. But we knew the truth, though. We all know the truth. This is what happens. Now we got video. Now what? You know what I'm saying? We've been talking about it. It's been a conspiracy theory for all these years, for 50, 60 years. Racism still been a conspiracy theory. But we got videos coming up now saying that it's so. The prosecutor in Brunswick for Ahmaud, how many black people? Are we talking about that? How many black people, forget black, how many people did she try and charge? Don't not look at the white people now. But she's a racist, so we're not going to look at any of the white cases that she's handled. She just did all the white cases right. We're just going to look at all the black cases. No. How many cases did she deal with where they all conspiracize to make sure they built up their city, and that's how they made money, because this is how this thing go in America. You know what I mean? So again, we all know the truth. We all know the conspiracy theories. Now it's time for movement and action. And like I believe it was God is what she said. Until we start putting pens to paper, getting people up out of here, or either, you know, constructing another government that's stronger than theirs, which can only be the majority. The majority of people in the United States get together and flip on the government. They're outnumbered. They're outnumbered. So as soon as we break away from this chain on American people and listening to their lives and seeing it in our face and making change, it's gonna happen again, and it's probably going on while we having this conversation right now.
Exactly. I'm gonna pull this video up. We're gonna play this video. It's 10 minutes, so we're not gonna be able to look at the whole thing this morning, but I'm gonna play enough of it so you can actually get the gist of what's going on, and we're gonna talk about it for a few minutes. But we definitely want to revisit it on Friday. We're gonna revisit this video Friday, so this to give y'all pretty much a heads up as to what we're going to be talking about. Let me get it set up here. Yeah, let me see, get everything set up and ready to go. We got that there. Okay, let's go solo with this one. Let me see here. Wow, like that. Okay, cool. I almost got it. Now we're gonna do this. Turn the volume up and go.
Let's go and get a word. It's time. 8:45. Eastern time. 4 minutes. 8:45. Good Travis. Okay. So let's call him before you get involved and talk to somebody.
Well, I'm going to look out.
Good morning, Your Honor. Oh, you ready? Good.
Right on cue, prosecutor Nathan One walks into the and go to the recorder and falsely accused Mr. Sanchez.
Thank you. That's all I'm ready on for now. And Your Honor, Mr. Morris is here today. We're ready on Mr. Sanchez. Uh, 82, State of Utah versus Sanchez. Excuse me.
He's not judging, Your Honor.
And you don't expect him?
Judge asked because it's 8:45. She knows, she is aware that the court proceeds.
I'm sorry.
And you're not expecting him to come?
Well, I always expect him, although last time he was not here, and it was only after my secretary called him that he remembered to come. So.
Court records indicate Mr. Sanchez was present and Mr. Chesed on the previous hearing, which is subsequently rescheduled by judge.
Mr. Sanchez has a history of coming in very late.
Out of the dozens of court hearings, court records show that Mr. Sanchez has been late once and missed one court, and this is based on this is based on your attorney.
He has missed a few altogether.
So bench warrant?
After the proceedings, Nathan Swiss lied to the court and then proceeded to ask for a warrant for Mr. Sanchez.
I'd ask for a warrant, and you know what we have the problem for is I don't intend on setting this. I don't want to set it for trial until we square away the discovery stuff, so he needs to be here for that.
All right, we'll set a bench warrant, $15,000 cash, commence bond forfeiture.
Now we can actually stop right there for this part of it. And I want you all to understand that they did all of this. They did all of this without him being present.
Not only that, you skipped the part. This was 15 minutes before court.
Yes.
Court hadn't even started yet. That was the end part was saying that they had 15 minutes before proceedings would even start. Court didn't start till 9 o'clock.
Exactly. And so they took him to trial. Judge, and they did all this. He was actually there. And later on in the video, they say that how people was waiting out there in the area, waiting to come into the courtroom because they didn't have enough seating and enough chairs for people to sit down. So he was actually there. And now they're gonna go on and try to lie and fabricate the truth, talking about how you know, he only got there at this time, 38 minutes, 9:38, I think it was what they were saying, 9:38, and then it went on to 11 or something, 11 o'clock or something like that. He was talking about saying that he was just late, he wasn't there. But they in the video, it actually shows you that he went to talk to his attorney. It was about what is about 9:17, I guess it was, and that's after waiting in the lobby. And so there's so many different things that's going on in this thing that's totally wrong. And like Rico said, the whole system was set up to get this man. The whole system.
And mind you, at the very beginning of the video, that was his attorney saying, get the warrant served.
Yep.
Before you talk to anybody.
Exactly. Exactly. Cassandra, what's on your heart? Cassandra, you there?
Cassandra, the doctor, right?
No, she came back in. Yeah, she just came back in. Cassandra, if you're there, unmute your phone, sister, and let's talk about this situation. K with the E, what's on your heart?
Oh, not a lot. Just trying to, I got to get myself together. I got to go out here for tie. So y'all just keep me lifted up in prayer while I continue to deal with this community with these toys.
Absolutely.
It ain't easy.
Absolutely. Keep doing what you're doing, sis. Definitely appreciate it. Definitely appreciate it. Bishop, what did you hear? Bishop?
Well, I heard the young man being railroaded.
Yes, sir. Yes,
That's
sir.
what I heard. He was being railroaded. And it's bad that even his attorney was a part of that fiasco. It reminds me, I've been trying to help a family whose brother was caught in one of the other counties here in Georgia. And he just picked up some friends. He didn't know they were going to rob somebody. And they got him, shoot. He was just getting on rides. Man, stop right here, man. We'll be right back. They went into the store. He sat in the car and come back out. Next thing you know, he get caught down the road. The boy went in and robbed somebody. Boy didn't know it, but he went to prison. Well, he didn't get charged with possession of a weapon. He didn't get charged with none of the other charges that the other guys got hit with. But his co-defendants are already out of prison. He's still in there.
Wow.
So they asked me to look into that situation. I said, did he have an attorney? Did he have a public defender? They said, the family said, no, he had his own attorney. We paid for him, paid good money. And I said, well, I guess his attorney didn't work for him. So I told him, now you need to file a complaint with the Bar Association for him neglecting to do his due diligence to make sure that your relative didn't get arrested. Moving forward, now they reached out to me for me to reach out to some of the people that I know in the judicial system to have them open up his case, which they did. And once the warden and those who are tied to the judicial system got back with me and explained to me what his charges were, I need to call the family and ask them to please explain to me X, Y, and Z. And they said, no, that's not true. I said, well, this is the information that they have on your brother.
Yeah.
So, we need to find out. You need to get yourself another attorney. I'm not an attorney, but found out he only supposed to serve 7 years, even at 23.
Good Lord.
Yeah.
Woo.
So that's where I got their attention on that one. But what they call themselves charging with, I said he shouldn't have been charged with that based on the information that's provided. And we went as far as that where he got arrested in my county and how that case was, he served a 3-year sentence on the 10-year sentence, and the 7 years were dismissed. And he's a model inmate, but still he got railroaded. So it happened. And that's why I tell us, keep your nose clean, stay away from trouble, because when you get in, it's hard to get out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Wow, that's just crazy. That is just absolutely crazy. Let me go to Toya with a T. You with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
What's on your heart, sister? Of what you're hearing right now, man. What's on your heart? This is Way Out Wednesday, man. Let's go way out with this thing. Talk to me.
I mean, no, that's the reality. How many people have been released from prison? How many people do we know that was sent to the electric chair or was sentenced to death that we know didn't do it? We know there's countless more in there right now. Everybody got a story that didn't hit news, you know. And then it's like, keep your nose clean. So we went from keeping your nose clean meant you couldn't even look or speak to a white woman, Emmett Till, which case has just been dropped the other day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or now keep your nose clean is don't be walking down the wrong street at the wrong time, because if the police pull you over, they get to talk to you any kind of way. That's a violation. We talking about constitutional rights. You know, God sets the rights up for us too. We forget about him.
Yeah.
And them rights. And you cannot disrespect another human being and think just because you got on a blue suit that that's supposed to make me feel any more or any less uncomfortable as if you had on a UPS suit. You know, so again, these truths are truths that we know. We know our entire jails are filled with them. But again, we know they pre-all people who don't care. We're looking at a nation that dragged them out of houses and killed them. And they're using that same system, and we're still believing, well, that's what the lawyer said. Well, but that's what the prosecution said. And now here we go. We just had a video where they all conspiratized, broke all kind of laws, because that's what we do at work.
Exactly.
When we go to work, we don't never follow policies, procedures, and guidelines. We do what we want to do. And it just gets away. And, you know, as long as we are able to get away with it, nobody says nothing. We don't never get back on track at work. And that's what they're doing. We're holding them to a different regard because, oh, well, they're the government, so they're supposed to do something, have different integrity than me because I'm just a fast food worker or, you know, a bus driver. No, we're human.
Yeah, yeah.
And our humanity is allowing us to allow things like that happening. And when I tell you, listen, the same way people got up and marched about George Floyd, we need to be getting up, marching, knocking the door. Hey, all y'all got to go. All y'all got to go. Anybody who feels like you're going to conspiracize against the person, whether they be black, white, Latino, kid, or child, you can't stay in office.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's deep. And again, it's been going on, honey, since the beginning of time. Even the Bible got stories of people who were wrongly accused, thrown in jail, and the Lord was the only one with them because when nobody else going to be willing to stand in the way to get that bullet to make it right.
Exactly. Badger, what's on your heart, brother?
Man, I was listening to some of the court stuff, and to me, I'm like, oh, welcome to America. I mean, don't y'all, I mean, that is atypical. It happens all across America every day to someone, somehow, some way. So it's the same old cycle. Until we as people, as human beings, come together under one banner, put our foot up those people's rear ends, or make them, once they get done, once they retire from their job, being a judge or a senate or a house, put them in affordable housing, give them minimum wage, and then see if people don't start changing the laws and start changing the way they're doing things. But as the way things are right now, it's a tiptoe battle to try to get laws implemented where there's fairness and things of that nature. Here they have video evidence. Are they going to act on it? We'll just have to wait and see. The most we can do is vote and petition and all this other stuff to see if we can actually alter or change what happened.
Exactly. Cassandra, are you back with us? Cassandra, are you back with us? Okay. Goddess, what's on your heart, sis?
I just think that there's just a lot that's going on that we need to pay attention to. Right now, we have been bamboozled, and we have to continue to look at. We are a race that wants to follow policies, procedures. They have groomed us from day one to not question. So that's through religion. We never question that. You know, the best good times was when they put the white Jesus on the wall. And Michael was like, why you gotta be white? You know what I'm saying? We never question. We don't question. And that's a problem with us as a whole. We just go with the flow. And we have to start questioning. We have to start speaking up. If we don't speak up, and that we're gonna perish. We're gonna perish as a whole. And now they got they brought up the new disease, the Omicron or whatever the name that is, which is taking all the sight off of the Epstein trial.
Mm-hmm.
And not knowing it, all the people in the Epstein trial, that they're pretty much, oh, it's okay to rape and sex traffic kids. And which is so bad. This ain't even just black kids, it's white kids, and how they even just allowing these people of power because they have money to just do whatever they want to do. They didn't brought up names of Charles of England. They didn't brought up names of all type of big, huge names.
There's a lot of people tied up in this thing, man. There's a lot, and it goes a lot deeper than what people think it is. It goes a lot deeper than what people. You say that they call Prince Charles and all those names involved in
Charles,
this thing, man.
Yeah, it was all on Epstein's plan. What's his name? Bill Clinton, Kevin Spacey. Like all these big names is popping up. And keep in mind, these are just people in general, and then what they're trying to do is a big racial divide, where there is a racial divide, but it's also a humanistic divide. They don't care about humans, period. And we got to realize that it don't matter. It don't matter. And that's why what we call that prosecutional thing, by any means necessary. Well, that's how they trying to do with us, by any means necessary.
Exactly. We got 4 minutes before we get out of here. Rico, what's on your heart, brother?
See, the reason why I put that video was up there because I made the correlation about Emmett Till, because 66 years later, that has not evolved. That's the same. Those same two courtrooms. Seen a whole bunch of white people in on the gig. That was with a black Emmett Till. That was with a Mexican Mr. Sanchez. And then with Ahmaud Arbery, you had a whole white people in authority and position of power that went along with covering up these people, killing this man in the middle of the road and walking around for months, not doing or saying anything about it. But we on here talking about Dayton. But the situation that we really need to pay attention to ain't changed in 66 years. See, Dayton has evolved.
Yeah.
But our black survival, it ain't evolved. It's still the same, right in our faces. And we don't know how to address it. So that's the reason why, look, we're in a situation right now where we still trying to convince black people that they should vote.
Yeah.
This is why you should vote. The governors appoint these prosecutors.
Yep, exactly.
The mayors appoint these police chiefs. The police chiefs give out the initiatives and the orders of the policemen that allow what they will let them get away with and want to get away with. Authority, that abuse of authority, that abuse of power. It exists. But black people, a lot of us don't feel like that's anything worth addressing. Or we won't spend our time addressing it because we feel like things are so much better. 66 years later, they're looking a lot better, don't they? So, you know, God has said something then, man, because the thing is with the Dayton, with the judicial system, all of these things are ways of life that we really didn't come from. We have decided to participate and try to achieve this American dream that really didn't include us. And we got footage, we got courtroom footage showing you that it ain't meant for us, that they against us on all sides when they get together, that they find it fun. Because when you finish seeing that video, y'all gonna see that they were laughing and having a good time. Knowing that this man was fixing to be hemmed up.
Well, so, Rico, let me ask you this question, man, and I want you to tie it in together with me. What they did in that courtroom, how was it different than them having a picnic, hanging somebody from the tree, and them sitting around eating popcorn and gathering around and just like they're at a concert? What's the difference?
It wasn't no different. It wasn't no different at all. They was already celebrating, having a good time, predicting and instigating. Think about black reality now. Instigating a situation that they knew what the outcome would be and having a good time watching it play out and watching him struggle and trying to fight through it, not knowing that they had already rigged it up for him to fail. The system rigged the field. Now think about our existence. See, this is the thing about it. If we're going to buy into this American dream, if we're going to date and we're going to participate, we're going to get into this integration and participate, we need to get into this judicial system and participate with all our heart, just as much as we do about dating and trying to be economically, financially successful people. You know, if we're going to do that, because this is what happened. We decided that if we couldn't beat them, that we needed to join them. So if we're going to join them, we need to join them all the way. We need to join them in voting and making sure that we get governors and mayors out of office that's going to appoint state attorneys and prosecutors and put policemen in place that actually is going to do what they're supposed to do and not be biased. Because this system is not going to die as long as we continue to go down the path that we're going down. And we're losing on both ends. We're losing in our families and our social lives, and we're losing in the judicial end because people are still getting exonerated 16 and 50 years later for crimes that they didn't do, based on this same system that just tried to railroad this Mexican and allow the Ahmaud Arbery's killers to walk around free and say, you know what, don't arrest them. Yeah, we heard their story. Y'all got all body cam, all y'all got body cam footage, but we ain't gonna issue no arrest warrant. We're gonna issue one for this man that was in court though.
And see, that goes right back to the knee on the neck. That goes right back to, you know, if they had their way, that man would have walked, man. If they had their way, he would have walked, and nothing would have happened. Even the footage, even everything that's going on, way on back. We can go way on back past that with Rodney King. Go away. It's so many different things. It's so many different things, man. I want to talk about on this broadcast in the morning, man. There's so many different things I want to talk about, and we're gonna turn the page, man. We're gonna turn the page, and we're gonna really. I'm gonna lose some of y'all, but we're gonna shake it up, man. It's time. It's time. It's time to, you know, bring it out and talk about it and discuss it. You know, like I said, I hope y'all stay with me. I hope everybody stay with me, man. But we probably gonna lose a few of you, man. When we start talking about the real stuff like this, we might put a target on our back. Might already be there, but it is what it is. Bishop, what's on your heart? We got to get out of here. Bishop, you there?
Hey, man, I'm eager to hear, see which way this thing go, bro. That's it for me.
Okay, good deal. Anybody got anything before we get out of here? We're already at 10:02. We got to get on out of here, but want to give anybody an opportunity to say anything they want to say before we get out of here quickly, please. Anybody got anything on their heart? Good deal. Good deal. Go ahead.
I'm not worried about a target. I'm worried about justice. And once we work with justice and we united, and the word is Mbutu, we're going to make this happen. And that's the key factor.
Good deal. Good deal. 100.
I had something to say, but I had a phone call, so sorry about that.
Okay. Go ahead, bro. Give me your quick version. We got to get out of here.
You know, as someone that's been watched most of his life, I'm getting to the point in my age where I just don't care anymore. My main goal is people need to learn real. Screw TikTok, screw like all that kind of stuff, and learn what being a real human being is.
Yeah.
And making changes and things like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are TikTokers out there that are amazing because they actually put how to use laws, how to find proper jobs, how to make jobs fight for you. You know, they put educational stuff out there. That stuff's awesome. But doing TikToks like in the county that we live in right now, where the trend is to go open up gates so to let the cows out. How stupid are these people?
Yeah. Yeah. Good deal. Good deal. All right. Time for us to get out of here. Rico, what's going on at 3 o'clock today, sir?
If you missed today's broadcast and would like to see it in its entirety, you can tune in at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on www.dkmmediagroup.com.
Good deal. Good deal. Bishop, can I get you to pray us out, sir? Bishop, you there?
Yes, sir.
Pray us out, sir.
Heavenly Father, come before you this present hour. Thank you, Lord God, for all that you do and have done. As we pray, Father God, we pray that this world becomes a place of unity and love, Father God. We ask, Father God, also that you look out for DK and Media Group Raheem and the vision in which he plans to try to take and open up the minds and eyes of those who listen. Bless the world as we know it, Lord God, and keep us as we go from day to day. In your name, Christ Jesus our Lord. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Welcome back, everybody, to Way Out Wednesday. Way Out Wednesday. We turned a few pages today, man, toward the end of the broadcast, and I like what we talked about in the beginning, but I love what we talked about toward the end. I absolutely love what we talked about in the end part of the broadcast, man, because that's what we need to do. You know, and like I said, it's good to talk about certain things. It's good to have certain conversations, but at the end of the day, are we being 100% real with it? Are we talking about the stuff that really matters? Are we talking about things that's going to matter in and around the community and the communities in this world? Are we addressing those things? And if we are not, then we all need to do better. We need to do better, and we're going to do better. I'm taking out a personal responsibility that we're all going to do better. Like I said, we might lose a few, might gain a few, but at the end of the day, we're going to talk about the real. That's what it is. That's what the Morning Glow, this is the direction the Morning Glow is going in. And so strap on your seatbelt, everybody. It's about to be a bumpy ride, but hopefully we'll get there and we'll get there together. Fair enough? Good deal. It is now 10:06. 10:06. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want to thank everybody for joining. First of all, let me thank everybody for joining us. And more than that, thank you for allowing DK Media Group and Associates and the Morning Glow for being a part of your day. It is now 10:06. You're about to exit the Morning Glow. But before you go, I want you to do me two favors, if you will. One, I want you to continue to pray for us because we're certainly praying for each and every one of you. Number two, why this is real simple. I want you to go out there, find somebody and give them a hug because you never know. It could be the only hug that they get, or it could very well be their last. Love you, and ain't nothing you could do about it. Have a great day and a better tomorrow. Now we shine some of this light on you from the Morning Glow. Take it out there into this wicked and cruel world that we live in and let your light so shine. Get an opportunity, give somebody some love. You just might find some love in return. Won't that be a beautiful thing? Have a great day. Love you. And please take care of each other.